All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks again for joining me on today's vlog. It is Saturday, March 28th. Just here in my uh, live studio. I'm going to be doing, of course, a few other things to decorate that white wall there. But I kind of just want to have this vlog be about just chatting with somebody and see how they're doing to how they're living their life to the best that they can, considering the situation with the pandemic that's going on. But if you want any updates, any information, any further facts on COVID-19, just follow your local media sources, follow your local leaders, and also go to cdc.gov. And then from there, depending on where you live, you can actually zero in to different communities, different cities and towns. So that's pretty cool. They offer a map there, so you can do that easily. All right, so I'm excited about my guest today. She is a Fox 5 San Diego reporter and journalist, Liberty Zabala. Hi, Liberty. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Thank you, Oscar, for having me on your show here. This is so
Yeah.
awesome. It's great to speak with you and see you again virtually.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we worked together for like a small period of time back in the Central Coast, Santa Barbara,
Yep,
Santa Maria area, and
many years ago.
I know. What have you been up to since then?
Oh man, I first worked at NBC 7, and then now I recently got a job at Fox 5 San Diego, and right now I'm a reporter and weather anchor there.
Wow, you do
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, do everything as you usually got to do in our business.
Yeah, exactly. Well, how are you handling the pandemic situation these days? Having to go out and report, and then being at home, especially after we have been told to stay home and only go out for essential things. I mean, how are you just dealing with the whole thing? What are you doing to cope with it?
Well, thankfully, I mean, in our industry, as you know, we are considered essential by the government. So we are exempt from certain rules, but we still try to exercise, the guidelines that have been set out by the CDC. So even, although there's no real work from home for me, because that's pretty hard being a field reporter to actually accomplish, there have been some uh, modifications we've had to make because we want to make sure we are also stopping or preventing the spread of coronavirus. So, our staff at Fox 5, we are down to a skeleton essential crew that is allowed in the newsroom at any time with 6 feet of social distance maintained. And then at the same time, some people are working virtually, like our digital team, and also field crews like myself, because I'm both a field crew and a weather anchor, so I'm in the studio and also in the field. We can do interviews virtually or standing 6 feet away, of course, from an interviewee. And those are some of the ways that we have been protecting ourselves while on the job. And then at home, what I've been doing is, adhering as best I can to the guideline of staying at home to help stop the spread. It all comes down to us doing our part. If we stay at home, it's easier for our frontline healthcare workers, our first responders, to be able to tackle this virus as long as we're not contributing to that problem. So when I'm at home, I do my home workouts. That's what I've been doing. I've been playing board games with my boyfriend, watching Netflix. Everything that probably you watching right now, what you're doing at home. I've been trying to figure out some new recipes.
Oh
I've been
yeah, there you go.
meditating.
Uh
Yeah,
huh.
I've been meditating as well, which I think is so important. I think that we need to focus not only on our physical health and um, our immune systems, but also our mental health during this time. Because I know that a lot of people are used to going out and about, and that's kind of their release from stress. But you, since you're going to be inside, you, I think it's important to know that you have the power to calm your mind and draw on your inner peace. And you can do that through meditation. I know a lot of people are, they say it's hard because it is hard, but it's such a powerful tool if you just utilize it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, especially now, it's more important than ever. Uh, just yesterday in Los Angeles, they announced all beaches will be closed, all hiking
Same
trails,
here in
all
San Diego.
yeah, yeah, and so I mean, I'm so blessed that I live where I am right now, just because I do have a dedicated room for my workspace, my studio. Once I leave that room, it's like just leaving work or behind, in a sense. So
Mm-hmm.
I can go to the living room, I can go to the little patio we have. I can go anywhere else in the
Mm-hmm.
house
Mm-hmm.
and feel like I'm home, not at work, even
Mm-hmm.
though I am working from home. Thankfully, it's the weekend, so I'm off. But now I've done. I've been planning more projects myself, more creative projects. I just
Mm-hmm.
gotta get my mental health, where it needs to be,
Mm-hmm.
which is it's there now. I'm not saying I'm
Yes.
going nuts or
Yes.
anything, but it's
No.
just a lot. This time has allowed me to have more, get my creative juices flowing on many projects, and
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and have the time to dedicate to that. Also, I love grilling. So today I think I'm gonna grill up
Yeah.
a nice tri-tip that I got from the grocery
Ooh,
store.
yum.
And normally I would have people over. I love having people over, especially when I barbecue. But unfortunately, given the times that we're living in now, I can't do that. But I'm thinking now about having maybe, like a Zoom party. Where we do
That
where we bring
would
our
be
own.
great.
Yeah, you bring your own drink, you bring your own games, you play
You
games.
cheers the camera,
Yeah,
you eat
exactly.
your food.
Exactly. Um, so that's the I mean I it's also a blessing to live in the times we are right now with the technology the way it is, because
Yes,
I don't see
absolutely.
this as keeping people apart, because the technology that we have now has an ability to bring us, I think, closer together. I've texted coworkers that I normally don't talk that much in person with, but
Mhm.
we've been chatting a lot more, through text, and I mean, it's just, that's how I'm feeling about technology. How about you?
Yeah, the technology thankfully has allowed so many people to work from home and keep them in their homes and protect them from potentially getting exposed to the coronavirus. So thankfully, we have this technology to be able to keep certain jobs going, but also allowing people to protect themselves and make sure they're not spreading it. So we have been using technology in our newsrooms to gather information and interviews as well. And I've been using technology to communicate, like the call that I was on with my nonprofit group, Asian American Journalists Association, this morning. So it really helps us all to communicate with each other, like how I'm communicating with you when we are not able to see each other in person.
Yeah, well, Liberty, I'm happy you mentioned your nonprofit. So you're working on, a stipend. I don't know if you've announced it yet or
Mhm.
not, but
Mhm.
can you talk
Mhm.
a little bit about that? And I actually have the website pulled up, with some
Yes,
of that information.
absolutely. And thank you so much for
Yeah.
providing this platform for us to get the word out there. So, I am the senior advisor of Asian American Journalists Association San Diego, and we just announced today this stipend called AAJASD Strive. And it's usually a fellowship stipend that we give out every year to help journalists, aspiring journalists, or students advance their careers in journalism by sending them to a conference or something like that. But what I found was that I was getting call after call, message after message from journalists, fellow journalists who were laid off without any warning or recourse. And they were telling me, Liberty, I just got laid off. I don't know what to do. And it's mainly print and magazine, not so much television, as you may have noticed. But it it just lit a fire under me. I was like, what? How can we help? There are 3.3 million Americans right now who filed for unemployment just last week. Like 3.3 million,
Mm-hmm.
just wrap your head around that. That's a lot of people suffering a layoff, suffering from not having enough possibly funds to buy groceries or pay their bills right now, and it's very uncertain time for them. So I thought, what can we do to help? There must be a way we can help. So I was like, we have this stipend, let's dedicate it to any journalist who has been affected by COVID-19, and let's get the help out there immediately, as soon as possible, because it if we are in a position to help, we must help. It's the right thing to do, and we have to do it.
Exactly. And this website, well, this page, this is on your LinkedIn account. So people can just find you by
Yes.
searching Liberty Zabala, and then they can see this post, and then you posting it
Yes,
to your other
exactly.
social media accounts as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. It's on my accounts, it's on AAJA San Diego's accounts as well. And all you have to do is email us a 500-word essay. Very simple. Anyone can write 500 words about how coronavirus has impacted you and how you think this stipend will help get you through. And then we will take a look at all of those essays and then select an award recipient from that, and we're going to announce the award recipient on April 13th. So we're
Wow.
trying to get the money out to them as soon as possible,
Mm.
because right now is when people need the help. Right now.
Yeah, exactly. And where can people find you on social media? What are your
Oh,
handles?
I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. All you have to do is type in Liberty Zabala, and it's ZAB for boy, ALA, because sometimes the regular Spanish way of spelling Zabala is with a V, but mine's with a B. So that's how you can find me. Just type in my name, and I'll pop right up.
Perfect. Yeah, I think what you're doing is very special, very important. I have talked to folks that are in between jobs as well. They were
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be starting a new job, but because of the pandemic, all of a sudden now their starting date is in limbo, so they're not working at their old
Mm-hmm.
place, and then they're not working at their
Well,
new place either.
please let them know about this stipend and spread the
Hmm.
word. They can apply, and they have a chance to get awarded this stipend, and hopefully this can help them. We just
Yeah.
want to help anyone in need right now.
Excellent. That's a very noble work that you're doing, I think. And I just want to ask, like,
Thank you.
what got you interested in doing the type of philanthropy work that you have been doing? Because I always knew you were a special type of person when we worked together on the Central Coast, but
Oh,
then
you're so sweet.
but I saw you ramp up your philanthropy efforts once you got to San Diego. So what got your flow going there with philanthropy?
I think it all came from finding my footing in the industry. Once I found my footing in the industry, then it allowed me to see and think about what more can I do. So my father, he always instilled in me this sense of duty and obligation, that with every step of success I reach, I must reach back and help the other person behind me. That's how he always operated, and that has inspired me to be the same way. My dad always helped other people even when he didn't have much himself, and so that kind of deep desire to give back has always been with me. And thankfully, I have the organization and the ability to do that through my nonprofit chapter. So I'm very blessed that I am in a position where I can help, because a lot of people, they don't have a job right now. So I'm very grateful,
Yeah,
and it's important to give back if you're in the position to do so.
exactly. Totally agree. Um, well, when you're out in the field reporting during these times that we're in now, do you have I call them tech toys? Do you have any tech toys that you use to have you do your job effectively, but also safely?
Yes, actually, so my iPhone. is the primary tool that I use for everything. Thankfully, technology is so advanced where my main tool, my main weapon of
Hmm.
choice is my iPhone. I can do everything on that iPhone. Like, case in point, being an MMJ or a multimedia journalist in our industry, you saw me when I was out there on the Central Coast with my camera and my
Oh yeah.
iPhone. I literally had to learn how to write, shoot, edit, report on camera, 2 packages a day, and set up my own line shot. And so you learn very quickly how to use the tools in your hand and how to make it more effective and easy. So for me, utilizing my iPhone is the easiest tool ever. I can edit there, I can take photos, I can take pictures, I can conduct interviews on it, and I can even edit packages on my iPhone. So, and I can post to the web and on social media through it. So my iPhone is my primary tool. Thankfully, I only need that one tool, but I also do have another tool. I do have a selfie light that you can attach onto the iPhone. You need
That's
good
good.
lighting. So
Exactly.
for me, it would be my selfie light and my iPhone, and I'm good to go. I can tell a story from anywhere with those tools.
Yeah, exactly. And you just saw my camera go off. Yeah,
Hmm.
we talked a little bit about this
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
before,
But it was
before
quick
the,
how you got it back on.
yeah, with technology, depending on what you have, there's certain limitations, but this is the least of the problems. Just
Yes,
quick
exactly.
switch, and we're up and running again. But
Exactly.
yeah, no, I love. Well, what iPhone do you have?
I have the iPhone 11 Pro Max right now.
Whoa! So you got one
Yeah,
of
yeah.
these little guys right here.
Yes, exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
Oopsies. I hit my little microphone here. But yeah, no, I love that phone. I'm using the app Filmic Pro. And so
Uh-huh.
I've gone out and done a couple digital exclusive stories um,
Uh-huh.
of for the Fox LA website just using my phone, and I've edited. I have an
Mhm.
iPad Pro as well, so I've edited on that using another software,
Mhm.
another app called um, ooh, it's slipping my mind right
I
now.
use iMovie. iMovie is like a
Ah.
dream. Yeah.
Well, the one I use, LumaFusion, that's what it's called.
Okay. I've
LumaFusion,
never heard of that one.
yeah, it's I think it's like $30, and it's really worth it because it helps you work in layers. I mean, think of it as like Adobe Premiere Pro, basically. It kind of looks like
Uh-huh.
that. And so I've been able to shoot video on my phone, then transfer it over to my iPad via the AirDrop, and then edit it there, and I can add CGs and
That's
computer
awesome.
graphics for those watching.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, it's really cool the tools that we have now. I've even seen some pictures out there on social media of reporters that go out and interview, and they have this long boom pole to attach the microphone
Yeah.
to. Do you have anything
We
like
we
that?
I think the photogs have made some like that too at our station. They did the long pole and attached it, and it's very interesting how creative field crews have gotten. And even our photogs, they showed me they used a surgical glove and wrapped it around the microphone to protect the microphone from getting any germs. So I'm like, oh, that's really clever. You got to do what you
Yeah.
got to do.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, doing news, covering this, obviously the pandemic is what's taking up all the headlines. And almost, I would say 95% of the stories out there are COVID related, whether it's good or bad
Yes.
stories. It's all COVID
Yes.
related, with some sprinkles of little things that are totally different that have nothing to do with it here and there. Like in LA, we
Mm-hmm.
just had two pursuits a couple days ago, I believe, and
Mm-hmm.
that was
Mm-hmm.
a welcome sight. Oddly enough, it's strange seeing
Unfortunately,
that. I
yeah.
know it's bizarre just saying that, but a lot of people, that was like a really good outlet for them to just kind of forget about what was going on. And I saw all the comments on Facebook about it and everything, and yeah, people were
Wow.
just really like. In fact, one Facebook Live on a pursuit probably got triple the audience that one would normally see on like a day when things are as normal as can be. So I think
Mm-hmm.
people are trying to find that outlet just to kind of forget about what's going on. So you,
Yeah,
Liberty, then
absolutely.
you're in the news all covering this all the time. How do you what do you do to just keep your sanity, if you will, to just kind of get away from it for a while, from all the news, the headlines? I mean, what do you do?
Well, so I understand the interest of viewers to see a pursuit, first of all, because that might symbolize a return to normalcy for a brief second. Like, oh, this is something I used to watch on the news before this COVID-19 madness. So that really makes sense. For me, yes, every story I've done for the past 2 months have been coronavirus, and that can get to you. But I've covered a lot of tragedies, unfortunately, so I'm used to it, and I think a lot, uh, unfortunately, a lot of journalists or breaking news reporters, they do get used to it. Similar to, like, I would think first responders, they do get used to responding to these crazy situations. But not only that, oddly enough, when I am covering an important story like this that is affecting everyone across San Diego and across the country, I feel a sense of duty. So for me, I want to be telling these stories because I want to get critical information out to the public to help them. And it it's kind of that moment in your career when you know your job really matters. So for me, it's not like I don't really get that sense of, oh, can I just not have a coronavirus story? Because this is important. This is the most important story right now. Yes, we can be overly saturated in covering it. So we do need a balance of not just coronavirus news all the time and not just the negative news. So I try to pitch stories of positive coronavirus story related stories, like people helping each other, people go offering to get groceries for the elderly because they're too at risk or too afraid to go to the store, or uh, a grandmother on a street corner who has dedicated her time at home by creating a beautiful garden on the street corner, and she's getting compliments from her neighbors that, oh, that seeing your garden is so therapeutic. Like, I try to pitch those positive stories of people helping each other out because those stories are at the heart of who we are. When things get bad, there are going to be people who take advantage of the situation and try to scam others, but there are also going to be people who step up and help each other and lift each other up. And I love sharing those stories as well to give a balance of all the doomsday doomsday news of coronavirus as well. But to get away from the news, I really go back to being with my loved ones. I'm with in quarantine with my boyfriend right now, and our dogs, and just having the time alone with your family and realizing what really matters is the people you love who are here at home with you. And now, guess what? This situation is allowing you to have more time with them. So take advantage of that.
Yeah, yeah, well said.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing too. Trying to be just with family, especially on days when I'm actually off, and I don't have to deal with work, and I can just spend the day with them. And normally, yeah, I would go out, maybe go check out a museum here and there, maybe a park. But yeah, nowadays we just try and when somebody asks us, oh, so what do you have plans this weekend? I said, well, I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe taking a trip. Thinking either the patio or the living room. Not sure what. But,
A trip to the patio, yes.
yeah, it's gonna be an hour long trip. Yeah, yeah. But no, it's
It
it's
is
just
forcing us to be more
yeah,
creative, right? So even
exactly.
even for the first time a couple days ago, I had a full on workout just in my stairwell. Like I would have never even thought of that if this situation did not force me to get creative about how am I going to work out without a gym. So it's making you do things that you wouldn't normally do. I've gotten my place more organized. I've been able to give myself more time to learn more recipes. So, you can focus on the bad or you can focus on the good.
Exactly. Like for me, I'm trying to just grow some facial hair and see where it goes because I
Ah,
I normally shave every other day. I'm more clean cut. I've been like that for years and years, especially because I go to work and I just like being clean cut. But now
yes,
I'm trying to do something. I mean, I'm sure you can probably see some scrubble here, but
it's coming in. It's coming in.
and so yeah, today marks the 1 week since the last time I shaved. So we'll see where it goes.
Okay. We'll
In the
see how
end,
long you can get it.
exactly. I just never think that I'd be able to grow any facial hair beyond what I have now. It's like I call it peach fuzz for, for me. I'm not
Well, we'll see.
yeah,
We'll
exactly.
see.
But yeah, talking about your workout, I've been seeing these posts and videos of you going up to the rooftop and working out. How is that
Yes.
like?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Even that. I never thought of working out on the rooftop of my building. Like I would have never thought that, but I was like, "Hey, I'm a fitness junkie. I need this. It's not just about the aesthetics and the physical aspect, which is a benefit of it. It's also it's really about your overall health, your physical health. For me, your mental health, relieving stress, getting out of your worries of the day and just focusing on the workout at hand and the endorphins that you get right after that sense of achievement and accomplishment. It's just so beneficial. So it's an important aspect of my life. I train every single day except on Sundays. So without it, I think I would literally go insane. So I need it. So I was thinking, okay, I don't have a gym. What can I do? So slowly I've been ordering equipment online and I was like, okay, I have nowhere to go. So I went to the roof and I was like, hey, this could be a good place to work out. Laid out my yoga mat, got my weights, my ab
Hmm.
wheel, my light set up. And then I worked out on my rooftop and it was pretty awesome. I was like, this is a good idea. And I would have never found that out if I wasn't in this situation. Granted, it's not the most ideal situation. I wish I did have access to a gym, but you gotta think outside of the box in these times.
Exactly. Yeah, and what better than you who has been used to working alone at times to think
Yes.
outside the box. Liberty, before we wrap things up, is there anything else that you just want to add to this conversation? I just want to give you the last word here.
Okay. Well, thank you, first of all, for having this platform and providing this ability to have conversations like this. I think it's great what you're doing. So keep up the hard work on your end, first of all. And thank you for having me on this show and allowing me to spread the word about our stipend. But lastly, I would just say, a lot of people who are watching, you may be experiencing a tough time right now, but we will get through this together by doing our part. And I know it seems cliche to think positively, but think of it as a time for you and a time to reflect and a time to get creative and focus on the good. People are out there helping each other. Our frontline healthcare workers are working long hours, day and night, risking their own safety and our first responders to make sure that we are safe. And the way that you can pay it back is by staying at home. And also, you have the power to be at peace within yourself. And I know it sounds, cliche or like, um, I don't know, hippie-ish, but you know, meditation is very powerful. Meditation, and I'm a person of faith, so for me, prayer is very helpful. And if the only prayer you make is thank you, that will be enough. And so I hope everyone stays safe and healthy. And thank you once again, Oscar, for having me.
Liberty, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure talking to you again, and we'll have to do this again and follow up in a couple of weeks and see where we're at.
Absolutely. Yes.
Thank you.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
this will all be over soon. But if not, adapt and overcome. And we got this.
exactly. Liberty, thank you so much. Stick around for a little bit. We're just gonna wrap this up. So I want to thank everybody for just tuning in. Everybody that tuned in, that you're watching right now, you're obviously watching on my Facebook page, but you can also follow me on my Instagram account and my Twitter account. That information is right below. My Instagram, I'm putting quite a bit more things out there, especially things that are a little bit more personal. But then my Twitter account, it's usually some retweets and information, stories that I've worked on, stories that I come across on our Fox website, and so you can get more information there, of course. And like I said at the beginning of this vlog, you can follow the cdc.org social media accounts and websites to get more information on the coronavirus. You can also follow your local media sources, your local leaders, and get information that way. And I don't know what today has in store. In the well, from Monday up until yesterday, it was just day after day of press conferences. So I don't know if there's going to be more press conferences today or not, but you can certainly keep an eye out for that and tune into your local channel. And most of these press conferences are also live streamed, so that's why I always encourage everybody to just follow these different news sources for a live stream of these press conferences. But again, thanks. I'm going to be uploading this as well to my YouTube channel. I'll link to that as well. I'll link to Liberty's social media accounts in the description and the caption of this vlog or this stream. So you can follow her there as well. So yeah, be sure to get some fresh air, go out and just take in a deep breath and stay safe. Follow all the orders that all the health officials, local leaders have been telling us to do. And yeah, just stay safe. All right, everybody. Thanks again for watching.